All right, y'all, good morning. We're gonna do something, well, we're starting off doing something a little bit different. We've kind of got a weird, situation going on. So we've got a backwards current, which the current's going this way when it should be going that way. But we have a south wind that's blowing into the current. So I don't know, but what we're gonna do is I'm set up here, I'm actually nose up to the bank. Great thing about these rivers coming down to Winter Pool is there's just a bunch of now bank you can access. And this is kind of something I like doing is, kind of nosing up to the bank. Anyway, there's a big tree right here that I would love to set up on it in front of it and fish down it, or either direction. I would have loved to set up on it, but like I said, you've got a backwards current and you've got the south wind. So this is the easiest way. It's about 80 feet behind us. I can reach that at 80 feet. And we're directly in line with it according to the graph. So I'm gonna toss, one straight at it and then try to get on either side of it. But I did see a few fish. So basically what this is, well, not here, but this is a rock bluff wall that comes down, and then it's, you know how they are, there's a sharp right down to the bottom to the channel, but it's just got scattered rock everywhere. And like I said, I did see a few fish when I scanned before and after this tree. I don't know, maybe we'll get one, I don't know, but like I said, we've been kind of dragging and stuff for a while. I really kind of want to start setting up on spots, and we don't have very long to fish either. Today's kind of a special day for me. My son's getting baptized today, later on this afternoon, so we've only got a few hours to fish and try to put something together. Whether we do or we don't, I don't know, but I know we're going to start here. I scanned, a little bit of this because I was thinking maybe do some dragging, but man, I just hadn't been working out the last couple times. So I'd much rather put time in on something like this, because if there's flatheads moving up down here, I mean, this is one of the spots they will be moving through. So like I said, I'm just gonna get some baits out, which I'll probably throw that one a little short, kind of right off the ledge here. But this one, I know for sure I want to get towards that tree. So that's gonna be the plan. I don't know if it's gonna work out. I sure hope it does. At least one fish, at least one good fish. But again, I don't know if it's going to work or not. But hey, one way to find out. I'm not going very big baits, just for the simple fact I didn't catch a whole lot of bait this morning. I mean, I got bluegill and I got one drum, and that's it. So we'll get these spread out. Because like I said, we got a backwards current, so I don't know exactly what that's gonna. And it's a hard bottom, it's pretty rocky right here. The one good thing about it is, like I said, we're nosed up to the bank. And so we ain't gotta worry about the boat swaying back and forth and all that good stuff. We could just kind of hopefully sit here unless a big boat comes by with some big wake or something like that, and I don't know. Caught one of my favorite baits, and that's a shell cracker. So that being said, that tree should be right about there. Nothing else, we'll just let these baits work this ledge here. And we will see if we can't get in anything. Hopefully there's something moving around down there. But if there's an old flathead moving around, he should be wanting some of this stuff I got out there. Little one, big one, don't really care. By God, we got us a fish. Feels like a blue, but we got us a fish. A lot of snags right there, right as we get close to the boat. Heck yeah. That didn't take long at all. I knew I seen some fish moving around down there. Yeah, there's some snags right there. Stay out of them snags, buddy. I knew it was a blue. Not a terrible fish. Heck yeah, buddy. Come on in here. Well, I'll be dang. What are you doing cruising that ledge there, huh? Down there just cruising that ledge. Heck yeah, buddy. Appreciate that. Way to get the morning started. You gotta go the other way. Other way. There you go. 'Cause it ain't but like 2 feet deep right there. All right. That was cool. We ain't been sitting here probably 5 minutes. Well, y'all, we have done a lot of running around. We went up there and fished that structure, not even a single bite. I did a bunch of scanning, which actually led me to come down to the other end of the river that I like to fish. And we got, obviously you see we got the boards back out. Like I said, we didn't have a single bite. I scanned a few fish there, like I said. I did. Oh, this is, I don't know, well, we just had a full moon, so I don't know if that's part of it, but I know obviously they still keep playing with this water level, right, letting it come up, taking it back down, all that stuff. That's why I'm saying I wish they just hurry up and let it get the winter pool and be done with it. That's what I really wish they would do, you know, and then do what they do from there. But it's been tough. I mean, this whole week's been pretty stinking tough. It was only one day so far this week that I've actually caught multiple fish. So far, all we got's that one fish, you know, very first thing. And like I said, I ran around and tried to find some more stuff like that, which I did. It's just the only problem is, you know, it's hard to set up on stuff like that when we don't have something that'll hold us there unless I just nose to the bank. And if I do that, I'm too far away. So that's why we come down here. I said the heck with it. I haven't fished through this area and I've scanned it, and I've seen multiple fish, just like every other spot that I've scanned, multiple fish. But they've got a bite. That's the only thing. Now this is a little staggy down here, as you can tell. Coming over something with that one, but rock or something. Yeah, come on now, make it through it, make it through it. Well, with any luck, this stretch river will pay off. I'm not overly confident, but I'm hoping that it does. Because we have got a lot more activity here, but that could be a good thing or that could be a bad thing. It may just be too much bait through here. It's always a possibility. I want to show you guys this real quick. So this is what we've been dealing with. I mean, this is everywhere we go. So you see right there, that is a good fish laying right on the bottom. He's just up, just enough to act like he's active. But we've come over several. Let me see if I can back up anymore. I don't know how far to let me go back. So that's a little fish. That's an okay fish. Yeah, it's about as far back as it'll let me go. But that's what we've been dealing with. Like everywhere we've been today on the river that I've scanned, looked at, come across, I can see the fish on the side scan. I can see the fish on the sonar. It's just that for whatever reason, like there's another one right there. For whatever reason, they are just not eating. And I honestly don't know why. That's the part that, you know, unfortunately it does happen. I mean, it happens quite a bit when we're out here fishing, and it gets kind of, well, lack of better terms, it gets frustrating. It gets really frustrating when you can see them, you know, just like that. You can, you know, and a lot of them look like they're active, you know, because of some of the ones that are just up off the bottom, you could almost say those are active fish. But for whatever reason, they are just not eating. I mean, I've got fresh bait, I've got everything, I've got all the right stuff for the most part. I just don't know. That's the only problem we're running into. I really, nope, there's a bite. Hold on now. Let me put y'all down, because that was a little nibble. I don't know if it's going to turn into anything, but it was a little nibble for sure. But it has been a struggle. Like I said, this whole week has been like that. I've come across so many fish, so many good areas, you know. That's a fish. Has he got it? Oh, and he just popped free. No way. Gosh, dog. See, and I've had that happen too, which also tells me that I pulled that piece of bait right next to his face. And then he's like, well, since it's there, let me eat it. Again, indicating these fish aren't that active. Which, when you're in the business of catching fish, you kind of need them to be active. Now I am running bigger pieces of bait. That's kind of one of the deals, you know, I'm playing with too. If it continues to, you know, to be that way. Yeah, it's a catfish. I got slime on there. But if it continues to be that way, then I'll start, you know, slimming these down some and seeing if that makes a difference. So I even took off all the rattles and beads on my leaders, you know, because is that spooking them? You know, I don't know. That's why I took it all off. Because I'm still not convinced one way or the other. Because like I said, I've caught just as many fish with the beads and rattles on there than I have without them. So I'm just not convinced that they make a huge difference. I ain't gonna say they don't make a difference, but so I'm just trying anything I can, man, to get these fish to bite. Because we have come across so many fish. To have the numbers that we have of fish put in the boat. I mean, and it happens, you know what I mean? It does happen, but there's got to be a way, you know, to get these fish to bite. Because like I said earlier, that they are somewhere feeding and eating. And it's hard to say where, you know, when every place you go, you know, you're seeing fish. Like you're seeing what we're chasing all over these screens here. You're seeing them. So it's kind of hard to determine where you need to actually go to find that active fish without just putting baits out and seeing if you can come across a few. That's the hard part. There we go, there we go. Dang, he just started peeling drag. Oh, I hope he's hooked good. He bit good. Going over this way. Of course you're gonna go over this way. That's where I got that suspended rod at. Why wouldn't you go over this way? All right, get this out of the way. Can't really tell if he's a big fish. I mean, he's not acting like a small fish by no means. But it's just hard to say. Regardless, I will take him. Boy, look at the bubbles. Oh yeah, he ain't terrible. He ain't terrible by no means. God no, come on, Net. I know, I should have already had it done. And this wouldn't be nowhere near the issue. See, now he wants to fight. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, he is just absolutely mad at the world. Heck yeah, buddy. Oh man, I'll tell you what, y'all. Oh yeah. It's a solid 25 for sure. Not quite 30. But man, what a stinking. I don't know how. I ain't real sure how you did that, buddy, but I need to get that hook out for sure. See, these are fish that I've been coming over. You know, maybe it's like I said, it's a lot of times it's, you know, it's a bite window. It's one of them deals type thing that they'll only eat when they want to eat, and I get it. But I surely do appreciate that, buddy. Oh yeah, solid 25 here, buddy. No. Yeah, it's solid. Heck yeah, look at this fish. All right, buddy. I surely do appreciate that, man. Thank you. I hate it when they do that. Just let go of the stinking grips. Golly. Shoo, man, I'll tell you what, I hate to say it, but we worked hard for that fish. Worked hard for that fish. And I say that because, God, we have just come across so many. That's the part that's still baffling me. We've just come across so many fish. That caliber and bigger. Like we got some on the bottom right now. But that caliber and bigger. But I'm glad to have him. I am so stinking glad to have that fish. Get him back down. Nothing says get lucky and hook one on this. All right, y'all, we're gonna do something completely different. We're gonna go make a bait change, because when I'm looking at the graph, you know, I'm seeing like these lines of shad, and that has to be what it is, a shad down there. And I'm seeing all these marks chasing this shad. And even the ones on the bottom, like I said, it has to be shad. That's about the only thing that I could see that's schooled up like that. And absolutely getting hammered by these fish as I'm going across them. So what we're gonna do is we gotta run back down to kind of where we first started, because there's a mouth of a creek there that's just absolutely loaded with shad. So we're gonna go there, I'm gonna throw the net, and we're gonna try a bait change. We're just gonna see if that does anything different for us, because this skipjack is not working. I promise you that. The last time we used shad, it didn't do too bad. So let's get these in before it gets too late in the day, and we'll run down there. Because I mean, this stuff's not even getting hit. Like, I'm not even getting like little bites off of it. That's unreal for skipjack. That's the one thing I was saying, you go anywhere else in the country, anywhere else, and you take some shad or some skipjack with you, some skipjack with you, you are going to have a phenomenal day. For some reason, not here right now anyway. This is unreal. I mean, this is the fresh skipjack. So let's run down there, which I hate using shad. I do. I don't think it's the right time of year to be using shad. But maybe I'll learn something. Because you know, stuff changes. Stuff changes all the time. What these fish want changes. Where these fish are located changes. You know, with all this shad out here, which I'm seeing it still on the screen, you know, maybe that's kind of what they're relating to right now because there's just so much of it out there. So we're going to run down, like I said, to that creek mouth. We'll toss the net. We'll see what we get. All right, so I got all the baits cut up. We're going to get back to fishing. We'll do one of my bigger shad heads down the center. I'm going to have a filleted shad, well, a piece of filleted shad plus the shad head on this side, just kind of give it a lot more scent. And then this one is going to get all of the little bitty ones. That's a good looking little morsel there. All I did was I did the same thing. I just kind of cut one side off of them and just create more scent, maybe a little bit of flappy doos, something like that. Just something to possibly get these fish interested in this stuff. Because man, I'm gonna tell you what, these last couple days have been an absolute grind. Doesn't help us getting hot again too. There we go. Oh God, did he come off? Absolutely no way. Oh, no way. Dang it, dang it, dang it. How did he come off? Man, I got slime all the way up here. Ah, oh, that is terrible. Oop. That's the one that had all the shad pieces. He's not a monster, which I didn't figure we'd catch too many big ones like this, but not saying we won't at some point. Golly, that's 2 quick bites. All right, you gotta get that air out of you, buddy, because you come out of 50-something foot of water. Heck yeah. I'm glad to see you. Little buddy. I don't really care at this point. We have been absolutely getting embarrassed by you dudes. But I will definitely take you, buddy. Heck yeah. I appreciate that. Man. You said I am not a huge fan of shad this time of year, but maybe I need to be. Take it, buddy. He already does have it. He was swimming around with it, little bitty thing. Itty bitty dude. That's okay. I'll take you today, man. I sure will. I've been swimming with it for a minute. Come on, get them air bubbles out. I know you ain't had no time. Tiny dude. Surprised we ain't caught no channel cats doing this though. Don't shake off my head. Oh, you didn't even. This little bitty guy. Little dude. Little bitty dude, but I don't care, man. Like I said, I'll take you today. We have been struggling. I appreciate it, buddy. This way. Start out small, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I know we're not catching big ones, but it's kind of neat how this old wind's just going to keep messing with us. It's kind of neat how just a real quick bait change. You know, we've already seen a drastic improvement as far as bites. That is a fact. Well, all right, y'all. We're getting towards the end of the day here. Man, I'll tell you what, it's just, this whole week has been just an absolute struggle with these fish because, I mean, you know, I know they're down there. You know, we moved to smaller baits. We moved to shad, which, you know, you're going to catch small fish doing that. But like I said, I was kind of happy to at least catch those because, man, it's been an absolute struggle. It's hard to believe that out of all this water, right? I typically fish, we'll say from the state line up to Cumberland City, which don't quote me on this, but I'm thinking it's a better part of 40-ish, maybe more miles of river, right? So that's a lot of water to cover. That's a lot of water to really learn and mess with and, you know, figure out. This whole week I've probably hit every inch of it and just have not come across anything that was substantial. That's the only problem. Like right now, the current has now shut off. That's why I mean, it makes no sense trying to keep fishing when they shut the current off because it just really shuts these fish off. What little fish we had active, you can see the boats, you know, facing that direction when it should be facing that direction because we got the wind change too. But anyway, besides all that, that's just conditions we got to fish around. It's been tough, you know, and I catch a lot of fish out of this place, and so it kind of really hits me in the gut, man, when I can't figure them out like this. But oh, at the bottom or a fish? I think that's the bottom. But it's just tough, you know. It is what it is. It happens every year. Every time we have a transition or we start to have a transition, it gets pretty tough out here. And it kind of seems like this river in particular, I don't really know if it's just this river in particular because I fished other rivers and I fished other places, but it just kind of seems like this place here, for some reason, it's its own little animal, I guess. And these fish are just, I don't know, maybe picky, bougie, whatever you want to call them. That kind of is what it seems like. But I haven't been able to find white bass. You know, that's probably another bait that I could probably try using. I'm gonna have to put more effort into that. I've been kind of secretly hoping they'll start schooling up and showing up at some of these creek mouths and stuff where I always caught them, but I mean, nothing, you know. But I'm thankful for the fish we got today. I think we ended up putting 4 in the boat. It's not terrible, you know, considering the other day I put 0 in the boat, which surprising to me. They're not hitting skipjack. That's what's surprising. I mean, we caught that 1 on skipjack. Actually, I think we caught 2 on skipjack. Maybe, I can't remember. But anyway, so we'll get it figured out. We'll wait this time out. We'll let these fish, you know, get to doing what they need to be doing, I guess. I don't know what it is they need to be doing, but I know they need to be hitting the end of these lines. They need to be doing that. but you know, hey, it's fishing, I guess. I have days like this too. I mean, they suck, but you know, you got to just kind of fish through it, and hopefully it's better the next day. But I want to get this all packed up, and we're going to head to the house so I can stop this butt whooping from happening anymore. But anyway, like always, I appreciate you watching this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.